We've been on a quest.
Say that again?
For the best or most budget-friendly or just overall greatest racing sim setup. Whether we want to do it in VR, whether we want to try some 8K action since the PS5 Pro can supposedly do it. And I'm surprised at how small this box is for the fact that this is supposed to contain an entire racing sim setup. You know me, small, sharp unboxing knife only. And even then, not a lot of tape holding this box together. Oh wow, the chair's already built though. I like that. One of the things about this setup that I really liked so far on Amazon, it wasn't super well known yet, or maybe ever, I guess we'll find out after we review it. The price was really good and the reviews were even better. People loved how this chair easily closed and opened. Apparently you don't even really have to build this part, which is pretty surprising to me. You do have to build something though, you can tell by the sound of that. And then this, I believe already makes up a good chunk of the front end. So even at a glance, if you know much about building racing sims, you can already tell this is where your pedals are gonna be. So I imagine the chair is going to attach over here. Pedals here, steering wheel, this is gonna have to turn, but this will be steering probably right here. And then there should be stuff to attach stick shift and everything else. So far, I've got to say, overall look of how you're gonna hook this thing together, it looks really simple and easy, but the idea too is you fold this up and you scoot it out of the way. This doesn't have to take up a huge portion of your home all the time. Yeah, basically there is brackets in here that we gotta boost the seat up with underneath it. This part's already pretty easy to open, adjust these knobs, so I'm really happy I don't have to assemble that. A couple of hooks you hook on the seat that will attach to this whole front piece, and that's pretty much it. Your extra piece if you do have a gear shifter, which we do. Wow, well, the instructions make it look easy. Let's see how easy it actually is. I have assembled the thing in 17 minutes. That is not including an actual wheel, pedals, and all that, because that part I am going to be doing through adjustment and everything else. But basically, if you're just trying to get it up and running, you will have the whole thing together probably in 20 minutes. I build a lot of chairs and desks and stuff for the channel, so I might be a little bit faster than your average person at throwing this thing together, but definitely not hard at all. So far, early impressions, it does feel like it's not really made for a lot of people. Like, it's fully adjustable. You can adjust it for any single person, but it's not like a quick grab knob like in your car and then move your chair. Like, you're going to be fully readjusting this for each person who uses it. So this really is probably better for one person who's going to use it all the time rather than switching people around. It's not that you can't. And then we will try the fold down bits, see how hard this thing is to actually get into a closet if you were doing that. It looks like it'll store pretty small, but it also looks like you're going to be doing the same thing you would to put another person in the chair, which is changing everything. For those of you who are like, where are you right now? Welcome to the arcade room. Some building, some testing, some other things get done in this room. With big products like these, a lot of times the last 25% gets done in this room. Now, right now, we've got the rig here in front of you. We already talked a little bit about the time building it and all of that. So I got to the stage of attaching pedals, steering wheel, shifter. Honestly, I could probably stop the review right here. I will show you. There's some things that are really interesting. I like how this comes up like this, because a lot of rigs like these, you have to climb in, especially the weird ones that have like a big bar here. You're like literally shoving your leg and climbing into it. This one, it gives you a pretty easy option of grabbing this, bringing this down to you, landing it in these weird grooves here, and now you're ready to roll. So in building it, I just did a quick test because I was curious. I was like, how does it feel? I'm trying to get the pedals to the right spot, because there's all these points of adjustment with the pedals. They can be way out in front. They can be way far back to accommodate you. And I was like, oh, this is about right. But the thing about most pedals, that if you're buying even semi-pro pedals, the brake has a lot of pressure. It's trying to be realistic. They'll often have heavy springs, rubber stoppers in them. And so you're putting pressure on the brakes. It's one of the reasons I didn't love with my old system. It was separate. There was a wheel and then your chair was separate. I had to put locking casters on the wheels to stop the chair from moving. So you braked hard and suddenly you scoot out. Well, this one, I was like, okay, let's try this. I got the gas, I got my clutch. And so you go to brake hard, you realize in that moment that there isn't anything securing this. When I say there isn't anything securing, there is. These things they give you are supposed to have this land in here, and in theory, that should be able to handle some pressure, but not a lot. And so that can be a pretty major issue if you have decent pedals or if you're trying to upgrade to decent pedals. Now, nothing in the instruction manual, in the picture on Amazon, says anything about putting anything there. It did include these random straps, so you could try to hook these straps up to this and and say, oh, well, maybe this will hold it from getting away. Right now, even you're kind of having an issue with the balance of it because the weight of the steering wheel is back out of the way and it's kind of wanting to tip forward, but I'm gonna do my best to figure out a way to secure these together. And at least your chair doesn't slide back because it has Velcro on. So if you're on carpet, it really sticks to the carpet, which is exactly the problem I'm having right now, trying to even get this Velcro strap through here. The big problem that you're running into for so many reasons here is these two pieces. This really needs to be like an interlocking ring that stays here. And the draw the company offers you is that you take this whole thing apart, you fold it up, and you put it away real fast. So they want you to be able to quickly take this off and move it. So if you're gonna go to this extra step like I'm trying to figure out a way to secure this better, you're also taking away your biggest benefit of being able to easily put it away when you're done. And even when you see these in practice, they just don't really attach the way you should, which might also explain why this went from a 5-star review, suddenly got its next review as a 1-star after that. No one had said anything bad about this yet. Well, it kind of brings up that whole issue of maybe Amazon has some pervasive fake reviews going on. I mean, I guess you could duct tape your whole thing together here, but this is pointless, what I'm trying at this point. For argument's sake, lock the whole thing back in place. If you had light pedals, like I said, you'd probably be okay. You can push these pedals down as long as you're not putting much pressure, but the minute you try and brake hard, oh, now I'm at least up against my straps. I can kind of do it. I'm having a really weird effect now where my seat's leaning up when I brake, and I'm rubbing on here. But even if I said, okay, there's ways I can solve that. Here's another problem. If you got this and you didn't have a shifter, maybe you can say it's good enough. You can deal with that, you can put it away, you can tie it all together every time you go to use it. This right here with your shifter. No matter how you tighten all of these knobs, they're only putting pressure on here. You can even see the scratches that have been created on here from the pressure. So when you tighten that down, you can tighten it as tight as you want, as tight as you can, but ultimately, what your shifter is based on, pretty minimal pressure will end up trying to turn. Now you lock this in place and that stops it from going too far, but it's still a lot of floppy play. It also puts your shifter at a weird angle in my opinion. Like I know there is cars out there that your shifter's facing you like this. There's I think the Fiat or maybe it's the Mini Cooper. One of them puts it like literally where you think your radio should be in your car. It's like up here instead of down where you're used to, but that's just the only option for the shifters right there. They say you get what you pay for, and it feels like with this one you kind of do. With how cheap it is, how it's supposed to be portable, supposed to be able to put it away easily. It tried to solve the problem of not having much space, but ultimately for me, with this kind of space, I would stick with the rig I had, which is now completely torn apart because I took all my pedals off it, but I had this next level racing with the steering wheel, the pedals, the shifter all on it. And the way this one worked was you were able to loosen those two knobs and the whole thing folded up with your steering wheel still on here, your pedals in there, and you could kind of take this thing away, put it in the closet. When you wanted it, you could bring it back out, lock it back in place, and then I had a chair, which I had put locking casters on that I could then lock in front of it. It wasn't a great setup, and I thought, okay, this setup might replace it for a decent price. It just doesn't. The chair itself is okay. It's not the best. It has this weird thing where it still has a lot of bend to it, even though you've gone in and you've locked it in place with this knob here, because that's the whole point, is you're supposed to be able to take those knobs up, and that's one of the ways you can break this down so quickly and easily. But again, just a couple misfires, and the weird thing is this company has made rigs before that were reviewed decently for being budget ones, but in making this one, they tried to make it simpler to get in and out of it, to put it away, and in doing that, it's lost a lot of its integrity. I hate to say it's a do not recommend, a do not buy. I don't want to keep it even. That's the point. I'm going to take all my stuff back off of it because I just don't want to try to use this. And if you're wondering, well, if you go up another $100, well, reporting's not done, but watch for a video on this one, which I'm also in the process of testing. And hopefully with these big solid bars, the way this whole thing is together, and the fact that it has wheels on it, meaning it's kind of portable. It's not going to fold up into a closet, but kind of portable. Maybe we'll find a better option for you. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to say once again, thank you for being here with me. Is this the world that interests you? Let me know in the comments down below. I love VR, I love racing games, and I love putting it all together and trying to find a cool way to have it set up in the arcade room here for when we also have people over and they want to do it together. So let me know your thoughts down below, but thank you, and I'll see you in another reality.